grow your own mushrooms. This one I got from Homebase. The one I got before I got from B&Q, so go to either of those and have a look. They should be over in the gardening section. B&Q didn't have any when I looked, but Homebase did, and they work practically the same. It seems, looking at the instructions on these ones, that the Homebase ones work it out as slightly more complicated, but it's much of a muchness. So when you get them, take them home and I'll show you what to do next. Now the ones I've got here, these are white mushrooms. They also had shiitake mushrooms. Now when you get them home, what you need to do is you need to take the lid off, and these ones had a little bit of polystyrene, a polystyrene lid. So take that off. They have a bit of sellotape around them. And inside you'll find all sorts of goodies. There's a big bag of compost there. And some sticks. I don't know why we've got those. We didn't have those in the other box. But most importantly, in here, you've got a load of old horse manure which has actually got the spawn in there. Now when you've taken your lid off, you might find, it depends where you get it from. If you get it from B&Q, the manure and the spawn inside it actually came in a separate bag. So I had to undo that and put it in the polystyrene box. If you find that there are some slight holes in the polystyrene box, make sure that you just kind of put an inside of newspaper or something, so that when you water it or when you put the compost in, it won't fall through any of the holes. Just line it ever so slightly with something, not with plastic. Newspaper is the best thing to use, because these are for growing inside, they're not for growing outside. You need to find a place in your house that doesn't change temperature. Now I find under the stairs is best. There are no pipes running through there, and it's a perfect temperature in there for growing mushrooms. You need it about 20 degrees, they say. If it's slightly cooler, it doesn't really matter. But as long as no frost gets in there, you'll be absolutely fine. So, step one. I don't know if you can you see all the tiny little white, they look like spiders' webs. Can you see them? This is what you need to end up with. So put your compost, put your horse manure in the bottom of the tub that it comes in, and if you haven't got these like sort of white mouldy strands already, you need to put the lid back on and put it where you're going to grow it and leave it there, and just check it after about a week. And when you finally got that, what you need to do is you need to put your compost on. Now it comes, move that over there, it comes in a bag and it's got everything in there that you need. But it is a little bit dry, so what we need to do is we need to water it. Now as you can, I hope you can see, if you squeeze this compost, it doesn't really stick together. It does a little bit, but it's just not wet enough. It needs to be slightly damp. If you've got holes in the compost bag, just be careful. But all you need to do is just pour a little bit of water. It did say in this specific one, it said 1/4 of a litre. So we'll just pour some in, just normal cold water from the tap, and we'll just get our hand in there and we'll just swish it round, just so the compost gets a little bit damp. Make sure that you get all the way down to the bottom. You can't get down to the bottom. Just sprinkle what you've managed to get wet. It doesn't need to be soggy. It just needs to be, to sort of, let me show you consistency. It needs to sort of hold together like that, but then you can just crumble it apart. Okay, so we'll just add a little bit more just to get down to the bottom. That's about 1/4 of a litre. If you have got a big tub, then put it in a big tub with as much water as it says. Sometimes they just say, and just so it's damp. But read the instructions on the outside of the packet. But this Homebase one, it's okay. I did prefer the B&Q one. But when you've got all of that, wet enough, pop it on top of the manure. Don't push it down, just smooth it around so it's level. And if you find that there are a few little wet patches on there, then we'll just give them a little spray. What you need to get yourself is one of these sprays. They're fantastic because you'll need to keep this moist, not wet, just moist. So every day or every other day, just come in and just put it on the spray cycle, because this one's got it's got a straight one, or it's got a normal little spray, and you just spray over it just to make sure that it's damp. Okay, and I'll put that underneath the stairs. You don't need to put anything on top of it. Okay, so we'll put it in its box, and then we don't get mud everywhere. Now this is what the sticks are for. The sticks, it says that you need to put them in the corners like this, one in each corner. Whether this will work or not, I don't know. And then you can rest the lid on top. Oh, hang on, maybe we should put them in there. Ah, like that. There we go. Just put them in the corners like that. Okay, and then you rest the lid on top. And that way you still get some air circulating through. So we'll put it under the stairs like that, and we'll see what happens. Another good place to put your mushrooms would be in a cupboard. It doesn't have to be dark, but dark seems to work a bit better. But as long as the temperature in the place that you're putting it is a relatively constant temperature, there's no point putting it in the airing cupboard because that will get hot. If you have got a cupboard under the stairs, then that would be the best place to put it. Now, in about a week, apparently, we should start seeing, they're like tiny, tiny little small white pinheads sticking up. So lots of little whiteheads we should have all the way over the compost, or in a certain place. Hopefully it'll be all over. And those are very tiny mushrooms. So when they start to come through, I'll show you what to do next. Well, I hope you managed to get some and have a go, because they are so much nicer than the ones you buy in the shops. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.